Hi everyone, it's Michelle Limatanian here, and for the last tutorial in this series of using the HeroWatts digital kits, I am going to show you how to use the HeroWatts digital kits as print and cut files. Now this is really fun. You can get a lot of mileage out of these HeroWatts digital kits. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have my paper open here. I am going to change the setting to 8.5 by 11 because unless you have a 12 by 12 printer, you cannot print 12 by 12. So I have a standard printer, so I need mine to be 8.5 by 11. The other thing that we're going to need is our registration marks. So you click up here for registration marks and then click this little drop down arrow and choose either Cameo or the portrait or your original or SD machine, whichever one you have. I have the Cameo. So now it's going to put these registration marks on. This is so that when you send your paper through the printer and then send it through the Silhouette knows exactly where your images are so it can cut them perfectly. So I'm going to open up a file, and I am going to use the Retro Holiday. If you're using PC, you use this folder. If you're using Mac, you use the folder up above. And we're going to be using the stamps for this one. And Silhouette is only looking for Silhouette Studio files, which the only one here is one that I made earlier. So you have to click the drop-down box and then click All Files. Now, I am going to start with this fun little star right here. I think this is a great image. So, if we wanted to just put this on and cut it, it's not going to work. If you click on the cut settings and then show cut edge, it's going to cut just a square. It's not going to cut the star at all because it hasn't been made into a compound path, which is what we need it to be. So in order to do that, we're going to go up to the trace window and we're going to click select trace area and just drag this little star all the way down and around. I'm going to make this box a little bit bigger. Okay, so we want to make sure that our high pass filter is on, our low pass filter is off, and the threshold is automatically set to 45. I'm going to up it a little bit because this is a lot of area. You can see where these gray areas haven't been covered yet. We need to fill all of this in order to get a proper cut. So I'm going to raise the threshold just a little bit more to 46.5. And now I'm going to raise the high pass filter. And as you can see, as I click it, it starts to fill in all of that gray. We want to fill it all the way into the center. And once it's completely covered, we're going to go up and click trace. And when we do that, the yellow and the box disappear. Now you want to click on your image and drag it off to the side. And now you have a perfect image to cut. And you can send this right through your Silhouette and cut as many as you want. You can alter the size of it. You can add color to it if you want to do it as a, right now as it stands, this is just a cut file, but if you want to make it a printing cut, you can go in and click on it and then click a color, and then you can send this through your printer. Actually, I apologize. when you open the file, it's going to open it up in a new window, and even though it gives you the same size, it doesn't give you the registration marks. So you have to go back and add them. I forgot that it did that. I apologize. So you just want to move this in between this red line that goes all the way around and out of the gray area. And that is how you create a print and cut. The other wonderful thing that you can do with this is if you wanted to cut a whole page full of these, just make sure that the bounding box is there. Click Object, click Replicate. You can duplicate one to the left, or I should have done it to the right, or you can click it again, go to Replicate, and go to Fill Page, and it'll put enough on the entire page so that you can cut a whole page full of these beautiful star snowflakes. And that is how you create a print and cut with your silhouette. There's one other thing I wanted to show you how to do. And for this one, I'm going to open a different file. You can go to Open. Again, click the drop-down box. Go to All Files. And I think we'll do this one. Okay. So this one is the light bulb, which I think is really fun. I made a couple of cards with this one. Again, you're going to click the trace and then select trace area. Make a bounding box around it. High pass filter on, low pass filter off. Threshold is 45. In smaller areas like this, you want to zoom in a little bit just to make sure that all the outer gray area is covered pretty well. There's a few little spots up in here, so I'm just going to up the high pass filter a little bit. And now we want to click Trace. Now with this one, when I pull it aside, you're going to see that I have two separate cut lines on each. If you ran this through your silhouette right now, you're going to end up with both of these cut lines. So what you want to do is click on it, then right click, click Release Compound Path, and then you want to take the inside of the bulb and the outside of the light spot, and then you can put them back together and click Make Compound Path. And the other thing you can do, you can delete these. We don't need these anymore. Click on it, and you can use a gradient to fill it. And then if you go to Advanced Options, you can change where the light source comes from by this little line right here. And when you see my cards, you'll see that I did use this. It was a lot of fun. So there's an option with the fill gradient, or you can go over to the patterns. You can click the patterns and then find a pattern that you like and click on the pattern, and it fills it with a pattern. Now you can go back, put your registration marks back on, and first you will send it through your printer, then you will send it through your silhouette. And again, if you wanted a whole bunch of these, you can go to Object, Replicate, and if you want to just do a row of 3, you can do 3, and then if you want, you can duplicate it again, and then go back, change the pattern, go back to Object, go to Replicate, do another row of 3, And you can fill the whole page this way. Then you just shoot it through your printer, shoot it through your Silhouette, and you're done. And that is how you use the Hero Arts digital kits for print and cuts.